Alright, so today we will discuss about this Negeri Sembilan paper. So you can see the Negeri Sembilan somewhere here. And I hope I can draw this paper. Okay, yeah, we discussed Negeri Sembilan 2019 paper. So let me zoom this one. And I hope my face doesn't block the paper, because this paper going to take some space here. Alright, so let's go to the question number 1. Alright, so yep, I have a little bit flu today, so I hope my no sounds doesn't annoy you too much. Yeah, but anyways, so let's begin about question number 1. Alright, this question is not I would not say it's a common question, because it's very uncommon. But then yeah, this is something that, okay, you have A, B, C, and then they show you as a triangle, and then they ask you to state the value of P such that the triangle ABC cannot be formed. Okay, there's only one possible the triangle cannot be formed, which is if ABC are the straight line. You imagine if ABC is a straight line, then they cannot form the triangle. If they are not the straight line, definitely you can form. You can imagine if AB like this, and B will be C will be slightly go down a little bit, you still can form the triangle. Do you see that? But if ABC are the straight line, then you cannot form the triangle. So okay, so now we know we need a straight line, or you can make the area equal to 0. Yes, you're right, you can make the area equal to 0. But then because this one is not the 90 degree, if you want to use the, okay, yeah, you learn about area formula which do not need degree. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, both should be good. Okay, so you can do the area equals to 0. This is method number 1. Method number 2, you can say they are the straight line, so the gradient of AC must equals to the gradient of BC. Okay, you can use either of these methods to actually get the answer correct. So, but I prefer the second one. Maybe both should be fine. Yeah. So if I want to find the gradient of AC, then I will use a 5 minus -4. So 5 plus 4 over -6 minus P. And then for BC, I will use AB. Okay, gradient of AB here. Okay, AB, I will say 8 minus 5 over 4 minus -6, which is plus 6. Alright, so 9 over -6 minus P equals to 3 over 10. Alright, then what I would do next is basically I will just like cross over multiply. 90 equals to -18 minus 3P. Then 3P equals to -108. P equals to -36. Alright, this one is using the straight line methods. If you prefer the triangle method, yes, we can do also. I hope we will get the same result. Okay, so let's try about the triangle method. So I will do half A -6 5, B is 4 8, C is P -4. Repeat the first one and equals to 0. Okay, so then I will just, the half move to the other side, it becomes 0, so you can ignore the half. So this one is -48 minus 16 plus 5P, and then minus the other way, 20 plus 8P plus 24. Alright, equals to 0. Then you will kind of need to solve this modulus. Because it's 0, we can cancel out the modulus as well. It doesn't matter. So over here you have -64 plus 5P minus this one is 44 minus 8P equals to 0. They get -3P equals to -108. So P equals to, positive 108. So equals to -36. Alright, both methods will actually give you the same value. So I hope you can understand the number 1. And by the way, it's just 2 mark. So I think this is a bit too much for 2 mark. Alright, then the next one. Given that the point A, B express P in terms of Q if AB is parallel to y-axis. Okay, so like I always tell my student, if the line is parallel to y-axis, right, that means the gradient is undefined or math error. So basically, you know, if I do the gradient formula, right, this is y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. Alright, my denominator will equal to 0 when they're parallel to y-axis. Correct or not? If I give a random coordinate here, I say this line is x equals to 3. X equals to 3 definitely parallels to the y-axis. So they definitely will have the same x value, isn't it? Maybe it's 3, 1. Maybe this one is 3, 10. You can see they have the same x value, right? So if I do the x minus x over here, you will get 0 for denominator. So therefore, the gradient is undefined. So therefore, this is one of the very important idea to understand about what is the meaning of parallels to y-axis. So if this is parallel to y-axis, that means what? My x value minus another x value here, I should get 0. So I do P minus 3Q minus 2 should equal to 0. Then P is equals to 3Q minus 2. Done. Alright, this is how we can solve this one quickly. P in terms of Q for the vector of AB. Alright, so I guess maybe a vector and just scare some students, they might think, what is A? So basically it just means a vector of AB. Alright, so I hope you get the idea of parallel to y-axis. If the question says parallel to x-axis, that means y1 minus y2 equals 0. Okay, this is some very important information. Make sure you remember it. So let's move on to the number 3. Alright, yeah, it's like that only. So you kind of need to know, because they want P in terms of Q, isn't it? So I just do the P in terms of Q. So yeah, it's equal to 0 because x1 minus x2 must equal to 0 if the question tell you is parallel to the y-axis. So I use the x value minus x value equals to 0. Alright, so if you get it, then it should be fine. Alright, I would say this number 3 here is quite a lot of things need to do for a question like this. Yeah. Alright, so here we're trying to understand, okay, this is the trapezium. When we say trapezium means what? Trapezium basically must have two lines parallel. So in this case, I believe DC and AB have to be parallel. And the question tell me what? AD is A, and AB is B, Alright, parallel doesn't mean they have the same B. B is basically something to do is the magnitude of it, the length of the vector. So if the length of the vector becomes shorter, then you might have half B or 1/3B, we do not know. Alright, so luckily we have some information here. 3AB equals to DC. So from this equation, I can get my DC. So I'm just trying to solve it first. So DC, 5DC will equals to 3AB. My AB is just B, right? My AB is B. We have it just now. So my DC is basically 3/5B. Alright, I'm going to save this information. Maybe I need to use it later. So DC is just 3/5B. Alright, and F is the midpoint. Okay, F is the midpoint. Alright, so these two is the same length of the line AC. And AE is a ratio M. And EB is a ratio N. Alright, interesting. Okay, this is vector B. Alright, and then AD is parallel to EF. So AD over here, parallel, let me use other color. Too many same color here. Maybe blue color. Parallel, these two lines is parallel. Okay, D, EF, and okay, AD. So express M in terms of M and N. Alright, in this topic over here, we know parallel, right? Whenever we see parallel, basically we need to form an equation. I said parallel or collinear, basically we need to form an equation for it first. So since the AD is parallel to EF, I will say AD will equals to the lambda of EF. Alright, this is the first thing I will do. Second thing, I will solve the ratio. Right, in this topic, a lot of time when you see ratio, right, basically you need to change it into the fractions. But over here, because it's quite hard for me to keep on find AE and EB because both of these is an unknown ratio. So, but I'll use back the same ratio, but then I trying to get something like AE ratio AB, because AB is very easy for me to find, isn't it? Because in fact I already have AB, because AB is just B. But in the ratio is something like this, because if I say AE is ratio M, then AB is basically M plus N, isn't it? You can see AB is both M and N joined together, isn't it? So then I want to form an equation like this. AE over AB equals to M over M plus N. Then I want to make the AE as a subject. So my AE will equals to M over M plus N of AB. And I know my vector of AB, right? AB, like what I say just now, this is just B. Alright, so, yep. So now I have the second vector of AE. Alright, because later I might need to use it, so I just like write out whatever vector I can find. Alright, then I guess we can come back to this equation. Alright, so AD, do we have AD? Yes, we have AD, it's just A equals to lambda. Okay, what is EF? So in order to get EF, right, of course I try to get some simple one, which is AE plus EF, right? So here should, EA plus AF. Do you see that? In order to get the E to F here, is E to A, then A to F, right? So it makes sense. Alright, and then I have EA. EA is basically, EA is just negative of AE, right? So it'll be negative M over M plus NB. Alright, so it's just negative M over M plus NB. And what is AF? Okay, because we can find AC EDE, right? AC is basically A to C is basically A plus 3 over 5B, because A to C, right, equals to AD plus DC. DC is 3 over 5B, isn't it? So we know AF is basically is half of AC, isn't it? Because F is the midpoint. So A to F basically is half of the A of AC, right? So therefore, I can get my AF easily. I just half the whole thing here. I get half A, and then half multiply 3 over 5. I get 3 over 10B. Okay, so I hope you get the idea. Alright, then now I have AF ready. I will plus half A plus 3 over 10B. Alright, then I will kind of like solve this equation over here. And when I want to solve this equation, right, basically what I'm doing here is I will just focus on A to B, but right now I need to multiply my lambda into both. So I multiply lambda to A first. I call half lambda A. And then plus I multiply lambda into the both B term here. So this B and B, I can factorize out the B, right? So I will call it 3 over 10 minus M over M plus N lambda B. Right, so over here, you realize over here, I only have one A. So if A over here, it means what? It means I only have one A and I have 0B. Because you doesn't see any B here, right? That means there's a 0B here. So because what? I need to comparing A and comparing the B. So I comparing A first, definitely. If I comparing A here, I know 1 equals to 1 over 2 lambda. From here, I should know my lambda equals to 2. And then I will comparing my B. So if I want to comparing B here, so you can see my B is equal to 0, isn't it? So I will say it's 0, or I say 3 over 10 minus M over M plus N. Lambda is 2, isn't it? 2 equals to 0. Then I want to solve this equation, and my final result, I should express M in terms of N. So therefore, 0 divided by 2 is 0. So therefore, 3 over 10 equals to M over M plus N. Then I crossover multiply. I should have 3M plus 3N equals to 10M. then move my m, 7m equals to 3n, then m equals to, then my m will equals to 3 over 7n. Done. Alright, this is m in terms of m and n. So I would say these 4-mark questions, there's a lot of information need for this 4-mark question, because first thing is let's revise a little bit. First thing is you need to find out the DC first. DC is quite easy, just use the first equation. Okay, second information, you understand the midpoint over here. Then you can find AF, because you know AF will, over here should be half of the AC. So from this information, you should be able to find AF. But then the most difficult part maybe is the ratio m ratio n here, because if you use the AE over EB to form the fraction, you kind of make your fraction even more complicated. So over here, I would suggest you to actually use the AE ratio AB, because we already have AB, so we can substitute something in, and then we have less m and n in the whole equation. Yeah, somehow this is just a 4-mark question. If I spend this much time to do this 4-mark question, yeah, I guess the student will take slightly longer. But anyways, I hope at least this question can get you some experience on how to solve it. So if exam coming out something like this, at least you will know how to solve. But I will say it's too much for 4-mark. But anyways, I hope you at least you can get it how to do. So let's move on. Alright, so for this GP question, I would not say it's very hard, but I would say the sentence itself is a little bit confused, especially the second sentence here. But anyways, let's have a look here. So you have the first term of the two different progressions. So you have GP number 1 and GP number 2, because you have two different progressions, and then their first term is 3 and 4, and I do not know what is the next term. Okay, so over here, given that both progression will have the same common ratio, that means they have the same R value. So if same R value, that means I can know my second term is multiply R, so it's called 3R. Then my next term is multiply R again, so it becomes 3R squared. Then my next term is multiply R again, so it becomes 3R cubed, and so on. So this one will do the same thing. This one will be R, right? So it's 4R, 4R squared, 4R cubed, and continue. Alright, this is information I get from the first equation over there. Alright, so the question is here what? The third term of the progression, which have 3, that means which have 3, right? So they say the third term of the first progression, which have 3 over here, that means they say the third term of the progression, we start at the number 3. Okay, but they use the word which have 3. So that means the third term here, 1, 2, 3. So if you calculate the third term, this one should be a third term, right? Well, is equal to the sum of two terms of another progression. Well, equals to sum of the first two terms of another progression. So therefore, from this sentence, if you can understand this sentence, you can form the equation. So that means 3R squared will equals to 4 plus 4R. Then you should know this is quadratic equation, isn't it? Minus 4R minus 4 equals to 0. Then I will factorize this thing. This is 3R and R, and then this is 2 and 2, this is minus and plus. So R equals to negative 2 over 3, and R equals to 2. And the question asks me to find the positive value of the common ratios. Then I will reject the negative 1. Then I only have one answer, which is R equals to 2. But the difficult part, I guess, is this sentence, because I myself, when I do this question, I actually read this sentence like 3 times, because I try to understand what this question wants. I thought like, has 3 means something is equal to 3? No, they just say the third term of the progression we have 3. Alright, so yeah, I hope you can understand. Can you use the formula way to find? Yeah, definitely you can use the formula way. Because like third term over here, GPTN is basically equals to ARN minus 1, right? So A is just 3, And this is r, third term is 3 minus 1, which is 3 minus 1, which is 2, right? So you get back the same thing, 3r squared. You can use the formula. But over here, this sum of first two terms, you're not going to use formula because Sn formula is so long over here. And you do not know your r is more than 1 or less than 1. Because for Sn formula for GP, you have 2 of it, right? So I guess list out the progression will be easier for you to solve this kind of question rather than use the formula. Okay, yeah, let's move on to the next one. Alright, this one I would say is, they love this kind of question recently because I saw it in another reference book and I saw it here also. So kind of like important question, I guess, because it come out of a different reference book and over here. But it's not easy if you're not familiar with this one. Because over here, they give you the sum of the first n term. That means in this progression, they give you the Sn already. You have to use the Sn formula over here. You can't use the Sn formula you have at the formula list. So over here, they tell me what? My Sn equals to 5m minus n squared. Now, you want to find n plus 1 term. Before you find n plus 1 term, you need to have the idea how to find Tn first. So, okay, in order to find Tn, right, it's basically Sm minus 1. Yeah, this one for some students you might be a bit confused, but if you are very good, then it should be good. So example, if I want to find the fifth term over here, so what I want to do here, I will do the sum of first 5 term minus sum of first 4 term, isn't it? Then I get the fifth term. If you doesn't get the idea, this one means like sum of first 5 term is T1 plus T2 plus T3 plus T4 plus T5. And the sum of first 4 term is T1 plus T2 plus T3 plus T4, isn't it? If you minus it, you realize here is the same, right? So you minus everything here, you only left the T5, isn't it? So this is the idea. In order to get T5, I will do S5 minus S4. So if in n term, we call S4 as a n minus 1, which is 5 minus 1. So first idea, you must understand this equation first, which is Tn will equal to the Sn minus Sn minus 1. But over here, they doesn't ask you to find Tn. They ask you to find Tn plus 1. So they ask you to find n plus 1 term, right? So in order to find Tn plus 1, that means I need to plus 1 for every single one. Sn plus 1, and then this one plus 1 minus Sn. Alright, so, okay, what is Sn plus 1 over here? When the Sn plus 1, that means your n right now will change to the n plus 1. That means on the other side, you will change to the n plus 1 as well. Okay, this is what happens when you have Sn plus 1. So therefore, you can solve this one quickly. 5m plus 5 minus this one should be n squared plus 2m plus 1. Alright, then this is 5m plus 5 minus n squared minus 2n minus 1. Alright, then this one should be 3n minus n squared plus 4. Alright, so I hope I didn't make any carry mistake. So I sub into here 3n minus n squared plus 4. And what is Sn? Sn is 5n minus n squared. Alright, then this is 3n minus n squared plus 4 minus 5n plus n squared. N squared and n squared I will cut. So this one I will get 4 minus 2n. This is Tn plus 1. Alright, so I would say this kind of question is not so common, because even this formula, I'm not sure you can find this formula in any reference book. In SPM syllabus. Definitely you go to statistics A-level or STPM, you might be able to see this formula. But yeah, so this formula kind of you need to understand and then you can write it out yourself. But anyways, some students actually ask, we can't use the formula. No, when the Sn formula is given over here, there's a purpose. So therefore, you can't use the Sn formula you have in your formula list. You cannot use it. Alright, so you kind of need to use the Sn formula given here. And yes, I understand it's 2 marks only. So when I start doing this one, I also doubt myself, am I skipping any easier way am I actually use the harder way to do this one? But I try to figure out the easier way. I do not know any faster way or easier way. Even I check the formula list. I check the marking scheme. The marking scheme actually use a similar way also. So I guess this is the way of solving this 2-mark question. Yeah, so if you are the Negeri Sembilan student, I just say good luck to you, because your 2-mark is not easy to get. Alright, we have 35 questions. We already spent half an hour for 5 questions. We still have 20 questions here. So I hope we have enough time. Yeah, and a lot of you actually asked about live discussion for modern math. I'm still not sure yet I want to do modern math or not, but then if I will do the modern math, I will announce at my Facebook page over there, or at my YouTube channel. Definitely I will announce at my YouTube channel. So yeah, let's move on. Alright, A is not too hard, because they ask about trigonometric function that have equal to sine 25. Because you actually learn the formula, isn't it? Cos theta will equals to sine 90 minus theta. Or you learn about this one, sine theta will equals to cos 90 minus theta. So you can use the second one. Okay, we're not going to use the first one. Okay, now you have sine 25. I want to get another value which will be same with the sine 25, which is cos 90 minus 25. And then it should be cos 65. Alright, so then what you need to do is you take out your calculator and then you type cos 65. You type the cos 65, make sure in degree now, right? Cos 65, you get 0.4226. And then you type sine 25. It's 0.4226 as well. So therefore, I'm very sure cos 65 actually is equals to sine 25. Alright, just this formula is not given. So you kind of need to like memorize it yourself and then do it yourself. Alright, so this one should be quite easy. So I will erase it. Let's do for B. Alright, B, when you see that you have the obtuse angle, acute angle, reflex angle, you know you kind of need to draw the triangle at a specific quadrant. So obtuse angle, I say many times, is in the second quadrant. So I will draw the triangle at my second quadrant. This triangle must look exactly like this. Alright, you cannot simply change the triangle. Alright, then sine theta equals to t. I know t is mean t over 1, isn't it? Sine is what? Sine is basically OH, opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite is t, hypotenuse is 1. So I can get my adjacent over here, which is using the Pythagoras, which is 1 minus t square, square root it. And then because, if imagine this is y-axis, then here will be negative zone, right? And a negative for it. Alright, so for the student who do not know how I get this one, you just use the 1 square minus t square and then you square root it, Pythagoras. Alright, then the question asks me to find the cotangent theta. Cotangent equals to 1 over tangent theta. And then we can get our tangent here. Tangent is AH. T over negative square root 1 minus t square. So this one, I simplify the fraction. Negative square root 1 minus t square over t. Alright, this is how I get my cotangent to mark. Alright, so yeah, I hope you get it. This one is not really hard. Yep, it's okay. Yeah, definitely it's not a whole paper. It's hard, I guess. If not, the Negeri Sembilan student will get crazy. Yeah, so I normally... But this paper is considered quite a lot of hard questions compared to other stage. I mean, the ratio of the KBAT question is higher. Alright, so... Okay, let's move on to this one. Okay, solve the trigonometric equations, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we kind of need to solve this one. So the first thing I will do is I will kind of like expand them. So I get 5 second square x plus 5 second x equals to 2 minus 4 second x. And then I will group together because I know this one is a quadratic equation. So I will minus, move the negative 4 seconds will become plus. So it will be 9 second x. Minus 2 equals 0. And then I will factorize it as usual. This is 5 second x, and then this is second x. And this one should be 2 and 1. This one should be positive and minus. Then second x is equals to 1 over 5, and second x is equals to negative 2. Alright, this one, if you solve this one basically can reject it, because if you solve this one, you get cos x equals to 5, which is not possible because cos cannot get any value more than 1. So I will reject this one, then I only do this thing. This is 1 over cos x equals to negative 2. So therefore, cos x equals to negative 1 over 2. And then I say if you get a negative over here, we will always need to find a reference angle first, isn't it? Reference angle, you just move the cos to the other side and then you do positive 1 over 2 instead of negative 1 over 2. And then the calculator should tell you is 60 degrees. Alright, is it 60 degrees? I hope I didn't remember wrongly. Yeah, should be 60 degrees. Yep. Alright, then I need to analyze myself from the S sugar to coffee. Cos will get negative in which quadrant? Cos will get negative in second and third. Second is 180 minus theta. Cos is 180 plus theta. So therefore, I can get my x answer here. Just use 180 minus 60, which is 120. And then I use 180 plus 60, which is 240. Alright, so yep, I hope you get it. Why I get math error? Negative is justify the opposites of the positive. Yeah, it's just opposite of the positive. If you do not know y plus 60, because I just apply in the formula. Okay, let me write one more step. This is 180 minus 60, and then 180 plus 60. Right, this is how to get the angle at different quadrant. Okay, some students like so confused about why I write rejected here. Okay, let's do it. This is 1 over cos x equals to 1 over 5. Then I solve it, I will get cos x equals to 5. And then I try to solve this one. Cos inverse 5. And then you can take out your calculator, check it out. And then calculator will tell you it's math error. Then you will write rejected. Yeah, because cos cannot get any value more than 1. Alright, so let's move on. This channel is helpful. Yeah, thanks for that. I hope my channel is helpful also. Oops. Let's move to the other side a little bit. Alright, so I would say this log question is considered as a KBAT. It's not like very hard, but then it's harder than a lot of log question I solve. So yeah, so this I will call this as a KBAT log questions. Why the value of negative change to positive? Okay, because I want to find the reference angle. Okay, because here you see I didn't write x, right? Because I'm not finding the x. If I finding the x, I cannot simply change to positive one. I want to find the reference angle first. Reference angle means I want to find the angle at the first quadrant. At this quadrant, first quadrant is called reference angle. Because in order to find the reference angle, right, the angle in the first quadrant, the value is always positive, right? That's why we call all positive, right? So therefore, in the first quadrant, we always change our value to positive. Then we find first. But definitely, I know cos negative is not first quadrant. Then only I find the angle at second and third quadrant. I hope I do answer your questions. Alright, so okay, this one. Yeah, because this one, you kind of need to change a lot of things. Let's do it. Alright, so the first thing is you have to know 2.5 is equals to 5 over 2. Alright, this is the first thing. Because you have the 5 and 2, you need to substitute in. So 2.5 basically is 5 divided by 2. Alright, the second thing is you will need to find the log 4p. Because my base is 4p, then okay, never mind. Then one step by step. Alright, so I want to do log 4p 2.5. 2.5 is 5 over 2, isn't it? Alright, then I see over here, all in terms of p. This one give me the first hint over here. I need to change base. And what base I want to change? I want to change it into the base p. So what I will do over here, if I want to change the log base p, I just write whatever base I want. Log p or log p. And then the bigger one, the number I write on the top, the base I write at the bottom. Alright, then the top is basically is log p, divide, right? It means 5 minus log p2 over 4p is basically log p4 plus log pp. Alright, then, okay, so what is log p5? Log p5, 5 is basically p power of n, right? Minus, actually it's not that hard, it's not a KBAT. Maybe I do on another paper. I remember the one log question is quite hard one, but it's not this one. This one is still okay. 2, yes, correct. 5 is p power of n. Alright, so this one, what is log p2? Log p4 is log p2 squared, isn't it? Minus plus log pp, which is 1. And log rule tell me the power I can move to the front, right? By the way, this one should be m, right? Which one is 2? This one should be m. Alright, so top should be n minus m. Your log pp is equals to 1. Alright, this one I'm going to move the 2 to the front here. Is 2, and I get log p2. Log p2, 2 basically is another p power of m here, plus 1. And then m I can move to the front again. This is m minus m over 2m plus 1. Alright, this is how we simplify this kind of log questions. Yep, I hope it can help you to understand. So yeah, I see no problems, then I'm going to move on. Alright, so okay, another question here. This question is the quadratic equation. This quadratic equation is okay if you know how to do. It's not very hard, but it's not very easy also. This one I will call it p squared. Basically I swap place because it's 2p, right? 2 multiply p and p multiply 2 is the same thing, so I can actually swap it. Minus mp equals to 6, so I will minus 6 also equals to 0. And then if you can't see this one is a quadratic equation, what I can do is maybe I let x equals to m power p. So I have 2x squared minus x minus 6 equals 0. Then you should be able to see this one is a quadratic equation. Then you just factorize it. This is 2x. This is x. Get 1. This one is 3 and 2 minus and plus. Then my x is basically equals to negative 3 over 2. X equals to 2. And what is my x? My x is m power p equals to negative 3 over 2. And then this one, my m power p equals to 2. But because the question says m is basically a positive value, so I cannot have the negative here. So this one I will kind of reject it here. And you might ask, is it possible the p move to the other side to get it become a positive value? Yeah, because you kind of need to move the p to the other side, it will become positive, right? It depends what is the p, but in this case, I will just reject this one to be easier a little bit, because is only possible or not? Yes, actually it's possible. But the question over here, they say m is a positive value. So imagine, because I see the marking scheme, so the marking scheme actually say rejected. But we imagine if p equals to power half, if p is half, like example, so you see what happened here, half here equals to negative 3 over 2. If I move the half to the other side, this one actually will become 2 over 1, which is squared, right? Then you will get 9 over 4. So which is the positive? But then maybe we will just rejected it. Yeah, so because I guess the rejected based on few reasons. Imagine if p is a square here, if p is a square over here, negative 3 over 2. Then because the first thing is we cannot square root any negative value, we'll get math error, isn't it? But of course you might ask, how about p is cubed? If p is cubed, then we cube root it, isn't it? But if you cube root it, then this one will remain negative value, because we cube root negative value, we will get back the negative value, so it's not positive. That means in most of the time, yep, so it is not there. So okay, let's do the possible one. So basically, m over here is equals to p and move to the other side is just 1 over p. Alright, this is the answer provided. I guess this is the only answer, isn't it? Yeah, or you can say it's the root of p. You can do either of this, but I will just leave, because this is p over 1, right? So you move to the other side, the power, if you just flip over, yeah, you can use the log, but I don't think log is useful here. So basically you just move the power, you just flip over. Example, m equals to 2 over 3 equals to 5. So m will equals to 5 over 3 over 2. So power you can always just flip over if you move to the other side. So therefore, this one explains why the p will change to 1 over p. So plus minus square root 2. Yeah. So for me, I would think the first answer is still possible, but in certain condition, maybe need to answer that. I kind of need to like go back to the original equation and see is it possible or what. But then I guess the easiest way is just rejected it. If you do not want to reject it, you really want to solve it, you just write is 2, and then this one is 1 over p. Yeah, you can do like this. This will be your both answer here. Yeah, so I guess the m is a positive value here means something. Yeah, it should say m power of p is a positive value. If the question says m power of p is a positive value, then yes. Yeah, one of the students actually tell me a very good point here is, yeah, because use the log method, we cannot solve this one, right? Because log, we cannot solve the negative one. So yeah, good point also, because I try to think, is it possible? Yeah, because it's m power of p equals to negative 3 over 2. In order to use the log to solve, right, you add the LG for both sides, but log negative 3 over 2 here will actually give you math error, isn't it? Because you can't log any negative value. It makes sense. But then, because I keep thinking, if p equals to square root, then, I mean, yeah, it equals to 1 over 2, p equals to 1 over 2, then m, is it like, just square this thing, then is it 9 over 4? Or this one can be fourth root, then we'll power 4, then it will, at the end, the m will still get back the positive value. But maybe I just think too much. I don't know. I guess we should follow the log rule, not because when log is negative, it is undefined. But p is 1, right? Oh, yeah, I don't know why the meaning of p is 1, but let's move on. Over here, we just rejected it just because it cannot solve by using the log. Alright, because I just assume, is it possible p is in any negative value or not? Any square root value or not? Because log must always be positive value. Alright, so okay, let's move on. So okay, probability distribution. So this one actually is not too bad. So first thing you want to find the A over here. This one at the middle, right? So we can get over here, because the half of the area will be 0.5, right? So this one you just use the 0.5 minus 0.382. Then you should get 0.118, isn't it? Then you try to do, how do we label this area? It's called Z is bigger than, because going this direction, right? So it's copy this arrow, bigger than A is 0.118. A is positive and this one 0.118. Then you need to like go to your Z value table. Do I have Z value table here? 0.118. Alright, then I need to find inside where is 0.118 here. 0.118 115, 117, 119. Okay, this one, but I want 118, right? I need to minus 10. Because this is like 1190, I minus 10. I get 118, right? So, yep. So this, how do we label this number? 1.185. 1.185. Okay. Where's my questions? Oops. Alright. Sorry. Okay, so therefore A equals to 1.185. Alright, so yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, and then this one is bigger than negative A. So I just assume I have a symmetry here, negative A here. And then, yeah, we kind of need to find the whole area here. So it's quite easy, right? Because we already know this area is 0.382. Then I plus another, I have another 0.5 here, right? So basically this one is just 0.382 plus 0.5. Because it's the whole blue color one, so it's 0.882. Yep. This question is quite easy. I think nothing's hard over here, so I move on. Okay, function 2x minus h. Okay, so fg equals to gf. Basically, you find a composite function fg and find a composite function of gx, and then you substitute fg equals to gf, and then you solve it. You should be able to get it. So we will do the fg first. Fg, that's mean sub the g into f, right? So it should be 2x minus h equals to gf, that's mean sub f into g, right? Should be 3k minus half x. Alright, so what is my, this one, I want to sub the g, right? G will be 3k minus half x. This one, I want to sub the fx, right? 2x minus h. Right, then I kind of solve this one. So, which is 6k minus x minus h. Express k in terms of h. Okay, this one should be 3k minus x plus half h. Luckily, x and x I simplified because just now I'm wondering how come don't have the x one. Alright, I want to make k as a subject. Alright, so minus 3k. So I have 3k here. Solve plus h. So it will be plus 1h. So it will be 3 over 2h. So k should equals to half h. Yeah, k into h. So is that possible you teach degree calculus? Yeah, I do teach some pre-U and year 1 engineering calculus before, but it's not my expertise because those university calculus actually I learn and teach at the same time. Alright, so I'm not so pro until that level, but if I have time to study, yeah, it's possible for me to teach certain questions, but not all the questions. I'm not God. Alright, so let's move on to question 12. You add the square root p2, then is negative m. For the previous question, there should be no negative, as m is a positive value. If you add the negative square root p square, that is negative m. Okay, it's okay for the previous question. We just rejected the negative one. Alright, any tips for math? We're not discussing about math right now, so I will not answer any math question yet. Alright, so let's move on to this question number 12 here, because we spent 1 hour until question 12 here. Okay, question 12 is quite common for IGCSE student, mean you are taking the Cambridge exam, not SPM exam, but it's quite new for SPM student. Because what? The diagram 4 actually in the answer space show the graph of the linear equation. Draw the inverse function graph for the linear equation in the diagram 4. From the graph, state the value of x where f equals f inverse. The first information over here is whenever you want to do the reflection for fx go into f inverse, there's a rule already one. They always do the reflection on the line y equals to x. This is all the time. This is a rule. So in order to make the fx reflects to become f inverse, so they will do a reflection here. Example, this one is my fx, or I call it f, alright? So let's say it touch a 2 here. So the reflection will be something like this. So this one will be f inverse, then it touch at 2 at y here. So you can see it's a reflection. You learn about transformation, right? You should have the idea what is reflection. They will always reflect on the line y equals to x. So come back to this question, where is y equals to x? Y equals to x, that means they will touch the coordinate is same x value and same y value, right? That means it's something like 2, 2, 4, 4, 6, 6, 8, 8, and so on. Then I will draw a straight line for it. I should have a straight line look like this. Of course, use the ruler to draw. This line is y equals to x. Right now, this is my fx. I want to draw my f inverse. So I see where he start. He start from 2 here, then he have to start from 2 here. Then he stop at what? He stop at the coordinate is called what? 12, 8, right? That means I have to stop at the coordinate 8, 12. So where is my 8, 12? 8, 12 is here. Then I will kind of draw this line. This is my f inverse. So you can see actually it's a reflection, isn't it? And then part B, they say f equals to f inverse. What does this mean? We equal them, we equal both equations means what? We're finding the intersection point, right? So this is the intersection, isn't it? When x equals to 4. So x just equals to 4. Alright, this question is just test how much you understand about the inverse function. You should know the reflection on the line y equals to x. And yeah, this is just like this. Alright, it shouldn't be too difficult. Alright, so I might as well learn IGCSE MF, so I do SPM MF. Yes, somehow I find it useful because I teach IGCSE more than SPM in my daily life. So yeah, it's kind of helpful for me to answer some SPM question. Do you mind to explain one more time? Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, because I say f inverse will always reflect on the line y equals to x. So I randomly give you a line like this. So I have a line look like this. This is my fx. Okay, I call f lah, don't call fx, okay? Then I have a y equals to x. This is my mirror, it's my reflection line, y equals to x. Then if the question asks me to draw f inverse over here, then I will just draw my f inverse. Maybe I use other color. I'll draw a reflection for this one. Do you see? Actually drawing my f inverse. And then they say when f equals to f inverse, that means they say about intersection point. So I will see what is this x value. Let's say this x value is a. Then I just say x equals to a. Just like that. They will always reflect on the line y equals to x. Okay, I hope you get it. Is this question out of what we have learned in current MF? Yes, because if you go through all the SPM reference book, no matter what brand, Sasbadi, Pelangi, or Offered Fajar, no matter what brand you buy, I can't remember they teach about reflection. But if you buy any IGCSE MF textbook, yeah, this one is a compulsory part. Yeah, they learn a lot about domain and range of the function, and a lot about how to sketch a graph. They have the exponent graph, log base E graph, and so on. But then in SPM, this is seldom happen. So yeah, but then it's not like impossible to understand. So yeah, no worry. Alright, so statistic 13. The mean salary of all the employee is 24. Alright, so let me change back to blue. Not 24, I mean 2,700. When the new employee with a salary 3,350 join the company, the new means of the oldest employee increase 50. So what is the total number of the employee in the company now? Basically, they ask you to find the n. Alright, we know the mean formula, right? The mean formula basically is the sum of x over n. So, yep. So, over here, I don't care about what is the old mean. I just want to form my new mean. So, my new mean is actually at 50, right? From 2007, from 2700 at 50. So, my mean now, right now, is 2750. Alright, so, and then over here, I know my n definitely is the n plus 1 because I already plus 1 employee. And then, oh, we still need to find the old one. Alright, so it's fine. We find the, okay, this one over here is the new mean. We still need to get the original mean. So the old means over here is, okay, is 2700. So sum of x, this x is the old one, over n equals to 2700. So the original sum of x is 2700n. Because why? I need to put the sum of x plus the 3350, the newcomer. So therefore I want to know what is the sum of x for the previous one. Alright, so therefore the sum of x from the previous mean I get is 2700n plus 3350 over n plus 1 equals to 2750. And then I will cross or multiply. This is 2750n plus 2750 equals to 2700n plus 3350. Alright, then I will solve this one and this one, I get 50n. And then I solve this one and this one, I will get 600. Then n should equals to 12. But 12 is the n, it's not the current employee, because they ask about total number of employee now. Because we need to plus 1, isn't it? So therefore, for the now, the total employee should be 12 plus 1 is 13 employee. Okay, I hope you get it. Yeah, a lot of information here. So first thing is I use the original mean formula to find out what is my sum of x, the original one. And then I sub into my new mean formula. Basically it's just the mean, because you already add a newcomer, right, which is he have the higher salary 3350, and then you need to divide by the total n, and you need to plus 1, right, because you have a one newcomer here. Okay, so yeah, this is how we do it. 13. Wow, you are so good, thank you. You are most welcome, Sammy. Alright, so let's move on to 14. Question 14 over here, you basically they test about your understanding. When the limit over here, or they call definites over here, if they have the same number, it means what? You will get 0. I give you an example. I don't care about what is the equation here, what is the expression here. Let's say I have 2 to 2x over here. You see what happened? If I integrate 2x, I will get x squared, isn't it? I will get x squared. 2 and 2. I sub in the 2 into here, I get 4 minus 4, I get 0, right? So no matter if the limit over here is the same, you always get 0, 1. Okay, so yep, so this one is just 1 mark, it's just 0. I don't think any working needed. Alright, then for the b here, yeah, b you kind of need to solve it. If k is a positive integer, find the positive value of k. Alright, so let's do this one. I'll take the 2 come out first lah, okay? My gx is 4x squared plus ax minus 2 equals to 4k. Okay, so okay, let's do it. 2 I will move to the other side, it will divide 2, so it will become 2k here. And then here I will just integrate it. This one is 4k cubed over 3 plus 8k, what k? 8x squared over 2 minus 2x. And then this one should be negative k and k. Is there any easiest way of doing this? Okay, never mind, just do it. Okay, so I plug in, so I will get 4k cubed over 3 plus 8k squared over 2 minus 2k minus, I substitute negative k, negative 4k cubes over 3. I doubt this one, but let's do it. Maybe there's yeah, this one is still k squared because negative square you get back positive. And then this one will be plus 2k. Oh, okay, now I see it. Alright, it should be fine. Okay, negative will make this one 4k cubed plus together is 8k cubed over 3. And both of these minus gone already. And then this one you will need to, yeah, minus 4k. Then equals to 2k. Then we will need to solve this thing by moving the k to the other side. So I will get 6k, so I will times 3. I will get 18k. So I will divide k squared equals to 18 over 8. No, it doesn't get integer. Did I make any mistake here? Power plus 1 divided by total power. Power plus 1 divided by total power. Power 2x, 2k plus 2k equals to... this one can... even though this one simply 9 over 4. Yeah, definitely we square root it. We actually get positive negative 9 over 4. Then we get positive negative 3 over 2. But then they say it's a positive integer. I'm not sure. Yeah, integer must be the whole number, isn't it? So, yeah. Anyone know the answer for this one? Because 3 over 2, of course, I know 3 over 2, you should be... Yeah, answer is 3 over 2, right? Yeah. This is the reason why. Yeah, just now, because I moved the 2 to the other side, so divide 2 already. So the 2 here actually gone already. Yeah, since the answer is 3 over 2, so I will just assume it's the positive number. Because integer must be whole number, isn't it? When we call integer, it should be a whole number. Yeah, so I guess maybe it's a positive number, not the positive integer. Because 3 over 2 is not the integer. Yeah, you're right. It's not the integer, but let's move on. If my answer is correct, then I'm happy. Alright, 15. Alright, so for this question, the diagram 5 actually shows the quadratic function 2x squared minus 3px plus 4. And gx is another equation. Straight line CD is the axis symmetry for both graphs. Alright. Okay. So over here, axis symmetry for both graphs, isn't it? So so what information you have for axis symmetry of the both graph over here? Basically, what we know is both of them must have the same x value. They will have the same x value at their minimum point, both of their minimum point. So, example is the CD here is x equals to 3. That means I know it's something like 3y, and then this one is 3y2. So they must have the same x value. Do you see that? Alright, so this is the first point I want to say. So second point I want to say about the minimum point. So yeah, you want to get minimum point. There's two ways you can do. One is you doing a completing square, or you just do dy dx. I try to avoid completing a square all the time whenever I can do dy dx. Okay, so because dy dx is so much easier for me. Alright, so I will differentiate fx here equals to 0 because minimum point dy dx equals 0. So I will get 4x minus 3p will equals to 0. Then my x actually equals 3p over 4. Alright, then I will solve this equation, x squared minus kx minus 2. And then I will differentiate my second equation. Actually, it shouldn't write fx because both is fx, it doesn't make sense. This one should be gx, alright? We just assume it's gx. So this is g inverse x over here. So this one should be 2x. Okay, minimum point, gx equals to 0. This one should be 2x minus k equals to 0. So x equals to k over 2. But because they have the same x value, right, that means I can sub my x into the x here. So I can say k over 2 equals to 3p over 4. Then the question asks me to do what? K in terms of p. So k equals to 6p over 4, which is 3p over 2. Alright, this is how we solve this kind of question. Or you want to do complete and square, yeah, you can always do that. Sir, can you explain the question again? You mean the previous question? Yeah, this question basically is just integration. I mean, yeah, which part make you confused about these questions? It's just integration, but you must integrate carefully. Because integration, first thing is, okay, maybe I should away write 2k here. Some students are so confused. Because there's a 2 here, right? I move the 2 to the other side. So it actually divide 2 here. This one explain why I will get the 2k. Okay, so then the next thing is I integrate all these numbers. You have to learn how to integrate them. Then I substitute the k into my first bracket here. This one is I sub the k. The second bracket here, I sub the negative k. I sub the negative k into my second bracket here. And then I try to solve it until the end. I get my k equals to positive negative 3 over 2. But because the question says k is a positive number, so I will only take 3 over 2. I don't understand why a is equals to 0. Okay, let me explain one more time. Okay, let's say h and h definitely they are the same number, right? Let's do some experiment. So if I integrate 2, okay, if I integrate 2, what do I get? I will get 2x, isn't it? Okay, dx, just dx, assume it's dx, alright? And I get h and h. You see what happened? I need to substitute the h. I get 2h. And then I substitute the h again, 2h. Is 2h minus 2h the 0? Yes, it is 0. Because some students just don't get it, and why is 0. Okay, I can tell you something in short is, whenever the limit is the same number, you always get 0, 1, no matter how complicated is your equation is. I mean, it can give you a terrible expression here, got a fraction, got a square root. You imagine you substitute back to the complicated equation minus the same value, you always will get a 0. Okay, I hope you get it. So, why is the k power of 2 and not the k power of 3 at the bottom? K power of 2. Oh, because I divided k. Sorry, I actually skipped some step here. You know, this is 8k squared equals to 18k, right? I divide k for both sides. So therefore, you see the other side don't have k already. So this one will give me square. This one will give me 18. Okay, maybe I just do too fast. I just divide k. Okay, so I hope you get it. Yeah, I will definitely, this live streaming will be uploaded to my YouTube channel 1 hour after I finish my live streaming. Okay, so can I move on now? Yeah, I just worry I can't finish in 2 hours. And I haven't had my dinner yet. So yeah, I will just go to eat after 9 more questions. And have some KBAT question here. Yeah, kind of hungry here, but anyways. Okay, I hate this kind of explanation question. But anyways, because I'm not good in explaining things like statistics, but I try my best to explain to you. Can I call Food Panda for you? Yeah, you are very kind, but it's okay. I will just go to eat roti canai or something like that after live streaming. Alright, so okay, the data below actually show the score of the 7 athletes in the sport tournament. So you have the 7 score over here. What is the best measure of the center tendency of to represent the set of data? Yeah, I guess the measurement here they're trying to say is about mean, mode, and median. So normally for this kind of data, right, the first thing I want to test, I want to decide, I want to use mean, mode, or median is I want to see, do I have any extreme value or not? If I have an extreme value, like you can see all this number is close to 100, isn't it? I will assume the 100 will be their middle line. If I have the extreme number, something like 2,500, you can say this number is very far from all this number, right? Then if I have the extreme number, I have to use the median. Okay, why? Because you imagine, so I will assume the mean over here is close to 100 if without this extreme value. They're close to 100 because you plus all the number, you divide 7, because all of them is close to 100. But you suddenly add an extreme number like 2500 into here. You will affect the mean a lot. So there's not a good idea to use the mean if you have the extreme value. Alright, this is the first idea. So if you have the extreme value like this, what method you should use? I will not use the mode also. I will only use the mode if the number I have a lot of same number like 99, 99. I see the 99 repeat many times. Maybe I will suggest you using the mode. So if I have the extreme number, I will just use the median. Because what is the meaning of median? Median is the middle value. That means no matter how big is the number, because the big number we always arrange it at the last, isn't it? So your middle value actually will not be affected. So you will still get the very, not to say accurate, but approximate, very good approximation answer. Okay, so therefore, come back to A here. So what's the best measurement? I guess this case you can use the mean. Definitely, because all number give you a reason because the number are very even or the number are very close to each other. You can use any words you think make sense, or you can use median also can. Because this value use median because we can rearrange the number. The median actually also will get the value quite close to 100, so it should be okay. Okay, so so you give the reason. You can say their number are quite even to each other. How about standard deviation, sir? I will not use the standard deviation to test this kind of data. I'm not sure the center tendency include standard deviation or not. Okay, but you can kind of go to Google because normally when I see the center tendency, I will just think about mean, mode, median. So you try to go to Google now and then you let me know what is center tendency. I guess it's something to do with the middle value, something like that. Because you want to get a very correct middle value, something like that. But the tendency, actually standard deviation do affect the tendency. But then standard deviation actually is to measure the dispersion. So so over here, the standard tendency, I think mean and median will be quite a good idea. Okay, so let me move on. So for second part B over here, whose score is 97, decide to withdraw. So he tried to withdraw the 97 number, and then he was replaced with another athlete with a score of 210. Okay, you can see now you have a so-called extreme number. Mean this number is not so close to the other number. So if I have the number like this, so basically I will use the median only because 210 is the extreme value. If you want to further explaining, you can say because if I add the 210 into it, it will dramatically affect my mean value. So therefore, I will use the median, something like that. You can use any of your words to explain this part. This part is not so much about math. I believe you can go to open your statistic topic and you just read about that. You should be able to understand this. It's not like very hard here. Okay, when you use the mode, when you have the repeat number, so then we will use the mode. Okay. So what is the faster way to increase my MF mark in SPM? I'm not sure your faster way, because the faster way also depend on your foundation. If you are really very good or you are a failed student, the faster way to score A is quite impossible, but then the effective way is maybe you can score some topic which you think you cannot do. Before SPM, you just master five more topics. Let's say from right now, you are the student, can only do 3 topics. And then you just trying to force yourself understand 5 more topics. Fully understand when I say. So at least you know 8 topics, right? Because the A boundary in SPM is quite low. Then maybe at the end you can get A. Actually, MF, there's a lot of knowledge in MF. It's kind of no faster way over there. Alright. Yeah, yeah, I see a lot of statistic expert here. Yeah, maybe you can help me to explain about this statistic part. I'm going to move on to 17 here. Okay, okay, so this one, you have the two equation over here. And both of these equations ask you to find the value of u and v when f is minimum. When f is minimum, that means I need to differentiate f and make it 0. This is when f is minimum. So, but before I differentiate f, you realize my f have two unknown, right? So I will need to do some substitution to only get one unknown. So what I'm doing here is, depend what you want to substitute, but maybe I make v, from here, I make v as a subject first. So u squared equals to half. U squared v equals to half, so u equals to half over 2. V equals to half over 2u squared. You might ask, can you make the u as subject? Yes, but then your equation will have square root. I try to avoid square root all the time because square root will make my differentiation so hard. Then I will substitute v into my f here. Then my f have be u plus 1 over 2. My v is 1 over 2u squared. So my f should be something like 1 plus 16 u squared. Right, but before I want to differentiate, I know you want to differentiate now, but I will do one more step to change it into index form. Yeah, some students will do something like this, u squared negative 1. Yeah, don't do this. This one will make your differentiation so much difficult. So I will always recommend my student always separate the fraction left to right. Left and right. So make it look like this, 1 over u squared. So this one is what? U plus 1 over 16 u power of negative 2. Okay, now only I differentiate it. Okay, now I differentiate the... Oops, I have a call, just a moment. Hello? Yeah? 好的，好的，可以，谢谢你啊。Okay, bye. Yeah, I ordering a dumpling. It haven't cooked one. Yeah, but then he delivered to me at this time, so he called me. Okay, anyways, yeah, probably about food, but this food is haven't cooked one, so yeah, it's sometimes I want to cook Maggi or something like that, so I will just put the dumpling into my Maggi, and a lot of people say this dumpling is very nice, so I just order. But it's a bit off the topic here. Where am I just now? Okay, so yeah, it's fine. I can cook for myself. Thanks for that. Alright, so okay, so how to differentiate this one? If I differentiate the u, I get 1. If I differentiate this one, 1 over 16 u power of negative 2, I get negative 2 over 16 u power of negative 3 equals to 0. Then I will solve this thing over here. This is 1, and this is 2 over 16, which is 1 over 8, isn't it? 1 over 8 u power of negative 3. And then I multiply here, so 8 equals to u power of negative 3 is 1 over u cubed, isn't it? U cubed equals to 1 over 8. So u equals to cube root of 1 over 8 equals to 1 over 2. So once I get my 1 over 2 here, I will sub back in my v. V equals to 1 over 2, 1 over 2 squared. So it's 1 over 2, 1 over 4. This is 1 over, simplify, half. So v equals to 2. So u equals to 1 over 2 and v equals to 2. So yeah, so I guess this one is not too hard. Maybe the first thing is, maybe some student is a bit stuck because they see two equation, but because the question say they want the f is minimum, that means we kind of need to differentiate the f and make it 0, because minimum and maximum also we do back the same thing. So the only difficult part over here is maybe you need to do the substitution. So after you substitute into each other, then you just differentiate them. Alright, which Maggi? It depends. Yeah, we are not doing advertising for any instant noodle in Malaysia here. So yeah, and in fact I eat a few different brands, so it's fine. That one is not the point here. Now we are doing MF. Alright, I kind of hate this question. because actually yesterday I spent about half an hour for this question. Because why so difficult about this question is because I insist I want to find the correct equation. But the problem is this equation, there's no way you actually get the exactly correct equation, but you can get the equation which is correct in this curve. You get what I mean? Because you can have a lot of equation, and then this equation will give you the same measurement of this u, but then the y-axis will be different. Because the main problem of this question is there's no way you know where is your y-axis. And then I try so many methods to get my y-axis correct. And then when I check the marking scheme actually gave me 3 different answers. That means I can randomly put my y-axis wherever I like. Yeah, this is the problem. So anyways, so my recommendation for you, my suggestion for you in this kind of question is, I guess because you kind of need to build the wall, or you need to build the skateboard ramp. So I guess the y-axis is not important, because when the time you build, you don't need your y-axis. But then you need to get the equation correct. Mean the equation must be like the u, and then one of the size of the u must be 6. Yeah, this is something quite important, because if you check the marking scheme, they can put the y-axis at the middle. They can put the y-axis over here. They can put the y-axis over here. Therefore, they give you 3 different equations. But if you, let's say you can put the y-axis in these 3 positions, then I can say you can put the y-axis at the middle here if you wanted to. Because I know 6, right? I can adjust myself. So I can just randomly put y-axis any value between my 6 there. And then you want to depend like how many skew I want to give them. If I give the skew is like 0.01, then actually I can have 600 possible way of putting my y-axis, which is crazy. But anyways, I just do not want to scare you. We just use the easiest one. Easiest one is always the y-axis at the middle. Alright, this is a lot more easier. But then in this case, your p will be 0 if you do like that. Okay, let's read the questions first. The diagram 6 actually show the model of the curved sketchboard ramp. The curved surface is represented by using the quadratic px. Alright, so where p is the height in the meter above the ground. So above the ground, so luckily we still know this one is the ground. So this one is the x-axis. Alright, so the height of the ramp is 8 meters and the horizontal length is 6 meters. The lowest point of the ramp is 0.5 meters above the ground. So we know here is 0.5 meters above the ground. Then at least we can get the minimum point easily, because you know this is complete a square, right? Complete a square over here actually will tell me something is, this one must be 0.5. Okay, because this 0.5 must be my minimum y value, isn't it? It's just 0.5. Alright, and if y-axis at the middle, then my p is just 0. Okay, it's because your minimum point is over here. This minimum point is 0, 0.5. Then I can find a easily if this one is 0, so plus 0 square. So then I will need one coordinate here. So you should know this is 8, right? So this coordinate is basically, because 6 is the whole thing, right? I divide half. This one is actually called 8, 3, isn't it? I kind of use this coordinate to find a. So when my y is 3, my x is 8, and then plus 0.5, then I can get the thing here. So I get 2.5. 8 squared is 64, right? Divide by 64 equals to my a. Then this is 2.5 divided by 64. Okay. Then my a is a bit weird here. Yeah, my a is 5/128. Okay, so your equation over here should be px equals to 5/128 x plus 0 square plus 0.5. Okay, this is one of the possible. So it's 93, it's 3a. Oh, yes, it's 3a. No wonder I get a so weird value. So x first, then only y. Alright, thanks for that. This is 3, this one is 8, this one is 3. Okay, then let me divide again, divided by 9. 2.5 divided by 9. Yeah, I got 5 over 18. Yup, then my A is... Alright, so how do you get 3a? Okay, because imagine this is the x-axis here. From the x-axis, you're going up 8 meter, right? Just imagine 1 meter is 1 unit. So definitely this line over here is 8, isn't it? And then because y-axis at the middle, you have the 6 unit over here. So you just divide the 6 into the half here. Then you know basically from the y-axis, you're going 3 unit here, right? So this one is 3 is 3a. So this one will be negative 3a. You get it? So yeah, I hope... No, my tumbling is arrived later after we finish the live streaming. Alright, so yeah, p will be 0 is at the middle. But of course, we're trying to figure out one more equation. Yeah, why p is 0? Because okay, if y-axis at the middle, you know this is your minimum point, right? Minimum point is 0, 0.5. And in completing the square, y equals to ax minus h squared plus k. This one tells us how do we substitute our x and y value into my completing square. We substitute the 0 into the h, isn't it? When we substitute the 0.5 into the k, this is how we insert our minimum point, isn't it? So therefore, oh yes, thanks for that. So many character mistakes. Yup, 7.5 divided by 9. Yeah, it's 5 over 6. Okay, so therefore, if I substitute the coordinate into here, I will get a is x minus 0 square plus 0.5, isn't it? This is how we plug in the minimum coordinate into our completed square equation. And how we know that one is 0.5? Because the question says so. The lowest point of the ramp is 0.5 meter above the ground. The ground is the x-axis. 0.5 above the x-axis is 0.5. Okay, so p is the height because they just tell you basically this equation p over here is the height. Yeah, because this equation is a bit confusing. They use another p over here, but I guess the p over here it actually means for px. It doesn't mean the p in the equation over here. They just mean for px, I guess. Okay, so yeah, a lot of you discussing about food. Please don't. You make me even more hungry. Okay, anyways, this is the first equation. And yeah, we try to do another possibility. Okay, let's say right now, I change my y-axis. I change my y-axis somewhere here. Just nice at here, okay? Let's say this is my y-axis here. Let's see what happens for my equation. And then I know this is parabola curve, right? So its symmetry is at the middle. So therefore, if this is y-axis, the middle here is moving this direction 3 unit and 3 unit, right? So therefore, I know my minimum coordinate now is 3, 0.5. Alright, then I can plug in into my equation. So this is x. My p will be minus 3, isn't it? This is how we substitute in square plus 0.5. And we know it actually is it will touch this coordinate. Depending which coordinate you want to use. I think, can I use this one 0,8? Yeah, we can do the 0,8 also because this coordinate is called 0,8, right? 0,8. Or you prefer to use another coordinate is called 6,8. Yeah, either coordinate will help you to find. Let's say I do 0,8. So I will sub the 8 into the p here and 0 into my a here, so I get 9. plus 0.5. Then same thing, I get 7.5 over 9 equals to my A, right? Then my A is 5 over 6 also. So my PX here is called 5 over 6 x minus 3 squared plus 0.5. So yeah, as long as you change the y-axis, right, you will get slightly different equation. But then you can type this equation into your graphical calculator. You can just use your smartphone, install one graph application, and then you key in this equation. You will realize all of these equations, you will get the U you want. That means you will get the U shape you want. Just the y-axis at the different position. Okay, so the answer scheme showing different answer. Yeah, basically the answer scheme actually showing 3 different answer. Yeah, some actually will get x plus 3, isn't it? You want to get x plus 3, it's the same logic. You just move the y-axis here. Then, okay, then this one will be what? This one will be negative 3, right? Negative 3, 0.5. And then you substitute in, then you actually have 4 answer. Yeah, if I do this question, basically I can have 100 answer, because if y-axis can keep on changing, I can even change to like, because just 6 units, right, I can move a little bit, it will become 0.1 and 5.9, something like that. So there's so many answers over here, but it's okay as long as you get the U shape is correct, then it should be okay. But the x-axis is always at the ground. Yeah, this one you cannot simply change your x-axis. Your x-axis will always at the ground. If you simply change the x-axis, then it's quite hard for you to get a minimum point. Alright, so yeah, let me move on. I hope you can understand these 3 mark questions. It's just 3 mark. So in the exam, if you can't do this one, no worry. You still get A star. Okay, you still get A plus, just 3 mark. Alright, so let me move on. Yes, you are right. I'm hungry and I have 6 more questions. Let me finish this one. Okay, so graph functions. So you have this one. Okay, so you want to ask you to draw the x-axis, isn't it? Yeah, you want to position the x-axis. So you kind of need to do a complete square here, or you want to do differentiation also can. But either one will be do, because I already know where is my x-axis. But I always love to do differentiation. You can do complete square. Okay, because I want to know where is the minimum. Okay, so I will get 6x minus 2 equals to 0. X equals to 1 over 3. But x value doesn't help me to find my x-axis. I need to know my y value. So I will do f 1 over 3. Then I will get 3, 1 over 3 squared minus 2, 1 over 3 plus 4. So this one is 1 over 9, 1 over 3 minus 2 over 3 plus 4. Negative 1 over 3, 12 is 11 over 3. Okay, so therefore the minimum point here is 1 over 3 and 11 over 3. So 11 over 3 is 3 point something. It's close to 4. So you should know your x-axis must be below the curve. So this one will be your x-axis. It's quite simple because you know your minimum point. Alright, so y is 1 over 3. So you just move around. Okay, let me do slowly a bit. I move the negative 2, I get 2. I move the 6, I get 2 over 6. And then I simplify, I get 1 over 3. Then 1 over 3 is my answer of x after I simplify. This one is my minimum x value. Alright, if you want to do a complete square, you can always do that. Okay, so yeah, I see some students actually come here to throw here. So I hope I can just make it the hide user on this channel maybe. Yeah, I'm sorry, I just try not to ban or block any user, but I just hope I have the peaceful chat room. So I'm sorry about the people just the troll just now. But anyways, b squared minus 4ac also can. Yeah, you can do b squared minus 4ac, because if b squared minus 4ac, you get the value is less than 0. Okay. Can you guys actually hear what I'm saying now? Because here actually showing some error here. So, can you guys see me? But if okay, then I will just move on. Okay, so if you guys seeing the b squared minus 4ac, yeah, you guys can do the b squared minus 4ac, no problem. If b squared minus 4ac, if you get the value is less than 0, that means the curve doesn't touch it, so it will be above of it. Alright, and if you do equal to 0, that means it will touch at 1 point. If you get bigger than 0, any positive answer, that means you will touch 2 points. If you get less than 0, that means you will not touch. You can do b squared minus 4ac, yes, you can do it. Alright, so let me just move on to the part B. Alright, so for part B over here, so okay, you have this equation, express alpha square plus beta square. Alright, this is sum of root and product of root. So I know sum of root should equals to negative of 2 minus k. Right, then this one I just multiply negative in, then I will get k minus 2. But because I know in order to get alpha square plus beta square, I need to square both sides. Then over here, I have the alpha square plus beta square plus 2 alpha beta, isn't it? This is how I expand here. And here I expand, I will get k squared minus 4k plus 4. Alright, so then over here, in order to get this one, I need to know what is my alpha beta. Alpha beta is my product of root. Product of root is negative 2k, isn't it? It's negative 2k. That means alpha multiplied beta should give me negative 2k. So plus 2, negative 2k equals to k squared minus 4k plus 4. So alpha squared plus beta squared, this is negative 4k and negative 4k, I simplify, is k squared plus 4. Alright, just do like this. It shouldn't be too difficult here. Alright, so should be able to understand, so I will just move on. Yeah, maybe I will do one math paper 1 and 2. I'm not sure yet because I worry I have not enough time for math paper. But if I have, yes, then I will do the math paper, no worry. Alright, so this one, they just ask you to find a q. It's quite easy. Sub in any of these coordinates into x and y. Alright, so I sub 2, 4. I always choose the smaller number. So, okay, y is 4, x is 2, so it's 24. 5 plus 2q. So this one is 20 plus 8q equals to 24. So 8q equals to 4, q equals to 1 over 2. Alright, just 1 mark is quite easy. Alright, then this one, they ask you to find a u and v. You know this is linear law. So for linear law, what you need to do is, you need to rearrange this equation into this pattern. So the vertical intercept and vertical axis and y intercept, y axis here, tell me my y equals to mx plus c. Must look like this pattern. My y is 1 over y. My m is the gradient here, which is what? 9 minus v over u minus 2. My x here is 1 over x plus c. Alright, so right now my objective is I want to make my equation look like the equation I have it here. So I have y equals to 12x over 5 plus qx. This is y over 1, right? I'm going to flip over both equations here. Make it become 1 over y equals to 5 plus qx over 12x. And then what I will do next is I will just subtract them. So it will become 5 over 12x plus qx over 12x, which is q over 12. The q value above. That's why I'm wondering at 3 unknown. How am I going to do this? Yeah, q is 1 over 2. So this is 1 over 24. Yeah, then you sub in the u and v. Yeah, no need simultaneous. Because just now I just did this question, it's like so easy, and then right now I stuck. I like, what the? Okay, so this is V. This is 5 over 12, 2 plus 1 over 24. Alright, Q is 1 over 2, right? I hope I don't plug in the wrong value. Alright, this is 10 over 12 plus. Is V like such a weird answer? 21 over 24 is 7 over 8. Okay, so then I will plug in the U also. So I will get 1 over, I plug in the U, point B. I want to get U, right? So 9 equals to 5 over 12. U plus 1 over 24. So 9 minus 1 over 24 equals to 5 over 12U. Alright, then this one use the calculator to do the works. So, okay. Kind of big number here. So 5 over 12 here, I actually get 215 over 24. Alright, so U equals to 215 over 24. Multiply 12 over 5. Did I make any mistake? Because it seems like a bit different with the answer I got just now. U9. U9 is substitute here. 5 over 12 here. Alright, then I move this one minus. And then is that any mistake here? Do let me know if I do have some substitution mistake. But anyways, let's move on to 21. Oh my god, it's 2 hours and we haven't finished. Alright, so okay, a mouse made of high quality of steel is manufactured by the factories. Each of the mold is fixed to have a height and the radius. Alright, so H and R over here. So oil is poured into the mold with constant rate and ensure it works perfectly. So the volume of the oil in the mold after T seconds, you have this V. Okay, so X is the depth of the oil. Alright, so the volume of the oil actually reached 200 pi in 10 seconds. So that means I want to know what is cm cube per second, because I want to get dV dt, isn't it? dV dt is cm cube per second. So I will need to use the volume divided by time. So I will get 20 pi as my dV dt. And you ask, how do I know it's dV dt? Because 2000 pi is volume, 10 seconds is the time. So if I use the volume divided by time, I getting dV dt. Alright, so then, alright, the question asked me to find what? Find the rate of change of depth. Depth is x, right? Rate is dt, right? So they're asking you to find dx dt. So if I want to find the dx dt, right, I will form the equation like this. Two fraction, this is dx, this is dt. The middle, these two values must be the same. So I will do dv and dv because I have the volume over here. So my v is pi over, okay, I will expand them straight away. This is 3 pi x squared over 4 plus 2 pi x over 4. Alright, then because I want to do dv dx now, so it will be 6 pi x over 4 plus 2 pi over 4. And then I will try to simplify it. So it should be 3 pi x over 2 plus pi over 2. And definitely I can join them together, right? Alright, so I join them together, become 3 pi x plus. Alright, we have the x value when depth is 9. So I will sub in the 9 here. Then I will get 27 pi over 2 plus pi over 2. So it's 28 pi, which is 14 pi. Alright, so if dv dx is 14 pi, my dx dv will be 1 over 14 pi. Because I flip over, right? The one is 14 pi over 1. So this one will be 1 over 14 pi. This is 1 over 14 pi. Then dv dt I have already is 20 pi. Then I can kind of solve this one is 20 over 14. Pi and pi I cut already. Then I simplify is 10 over 7. Alright, this is, you can write cm per second if you want. Alright, this is how we do this kind of questions. No, the answer is 40 pi. Is the answer 40 pi? You have h over there. H is the height, blah, 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 blah. The volume of the oil of the mouth, blah, 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 is this one. A mouth is made high quality steel. Each of the mouth is fixed, have the... I mean, how do you get 40 pi? Yeah. Answer is 10 over 7. Okay, then I will move on. Alright, okay. So in the year 2010 here, in the year 2010, a zoologist team ran a conservation program to increase the population of the animals that are almost extinct. One of them is the Amur leopard. So leopard, is it called leopard, isn't it? So after being bred in the zoo, a number of these species was released into a forest. Over the year, the population of the Amur leopards in the forest is given this equation where t is the number of years after year 2010 and p is the number of the leopard that actually left. State the number of the Amur leopards released into the forest in the year 2010, because they actually start the research at 2010, isn't it? So if start at the 2010 here, that means they want to know the number of it at the 2010. That means when t equals to 0, because they haven't started to calculate time, right? Because the research actually start at 2010. Alright, so I will just sub the 2010 into t here, so I get 480. Because 0 times 220, I get 0. 3 times 0, I get 0. 80. So p equals to 6. Alright, so A is quite easy. Okay, B is a bit hard because yeah, you kind of need to understand like how to do this one. So the question says the zoologist predicts that after many decades, so after a loss of year, the population of the Amur leopard in the forest will remain the same due to limit of the food and space. So after very long period of year, this one actually indicates something like infinity. Calculate the number of Amur leopard in the forest. So that means, yeah, this question, you kind of need to use the infinity things to do here. So what I will do over here is, I have this equation. So after many years, so I do not know how many years because this question doesn't tell me. I would say maybe I limit my time will close to infinity years. That's mean many years here. Then I want to know how many leopard were still in the forest because you have the same food and same space over there. So okay, so for a while, I think my delivery come ready. Just give me 1 minute. I will come back in 1 minute. Hello. 好，我先出来了。 Alright, so let me move on. So, because they have a limited space and food, so we assume no matter how many years is passed by, then the number of it will still remain the same. So this is what happens when we want to limit the time to infinity. But now we have a problem here. We have a problem here is if we sub the infinity into the t straight away here, plus 480, example, this is just an example. Definitely you will not sub like this. And you realize 120 multiply extremely big number, divide by the extremely big number, then like infinity divide by infinity, yeah, you kind of do not know what you will get. You might think it's close to 1. Yeah, so therefore we cannot straight away sub like this, because infinity answer divided by infinity answer is very hard to find the answer you want. Alright, so what I want to do here is let me just hide one of the user first. Yeah, because quite annoying. Keep on small eyes there. I will kill this person. Just kind of disturb me. Alright, so let's move on. So in order to do this, so what I will do is I will divide I will multiply 1 over t into the both of the fraction. Actually, this is some SPM or A-level thing, because this is how we do the infinity thing. So you just imagine if I multiply 1 over t into both of these, this one is 120 because t divided by t, and this one will give me 480 over t, and then this one is 3 plus 80 over t, because I multiply 1 over t. And you ask me why you need to multiply 1 over t. It's just because this is the only way you can solve this kind of infinity question. Okay, now you imagine over here 480 divided by infinity. You just imagine 480 divided by extremely big number. What you will get? You get 0, isn't it? You not believe me, you just type 480 divided by 9999999, a loss of 9 there. And yeah, definitely you will get 0. So therefore, this one will give you 0. 80 divided by infinity, t is infinity, right? Then you get 0. So you will get 40. So that means when we assume the time can go up to infinity over here, then you will get 40. That means according to this calculation, no matter how many years is passed, the forest will still have the 40 Amu lebats over there. Alright, this is how to do this kind of infinity question. Because I don't think as an SPM student, you should know you need to multiply 1 over t. Because this is not your has been taught. So I believe this is the STPM or pre-U level kind of question. And it's just 2 marks. So I mean, if in an exam you lost these 2 marks, you still get A+. So maybe this is the good news for you. Yeah, this 2 marks is a bit too much. Okay, number 3. Okay, this is kind of easy. So a plant nursery have 8 pot of orchid, and then you have orchid, and then you have begonia, and then you have 4 of the petunia. Okay, so I hate to read English name, so I just say 8O, 6B, and then 4P. Alright, so it's easier for me. So the Madam Lim want to buy 3O, 4P, 4B, and 2P. So that's means they want 3 of this one, 4 of B, and then okay, this is what the Madam Lim want. Alright, then find the number of ways the Madam Lim can buy the flower. So it's very easy. First thing you ask yourself, in this kind of question, do you actually need to, this dude just love me so much, keep on signing a new account and keep on coming to disturb me. Yeah, he just, why you love me so much? Alright, so first thing you have to ask yourself, in this kind of case, do you need arrangement or not? If you need arrangement, then you will use P. But you buy the flower, why you need to arrange the power, isn't it? So therefore, you don't need arrangement. So in this case, you use C. So, I mean, 8 octet here, you will choose 3. And then this one 6, you will choose 4. 4, you will choose 2. Now, you have to ask yourself, should you multiply each other, or should you multiply them, or you should plus them? Okay, this one is very depend. So right now, you need to think, Madam Lim need to buy how many flower? So if he need to buy total of the 9 flower, then you need to multiply them. Plus mean what? Plus over here is mean the Madam Lim can buy 3 flower, or she will buy 4 flower, or she will only buy 2 flower. It's a or. Okay, so it's multiplied in this case. I have my loyalty supporter keep on come to this chat room and say the bad words. I just quite admire you because you are so insist to doing this one. Yeah, maybe you can come to add me personally. I want to know like what's wrong with you. Alright, this is how we do A. Alright, if you want to do B over here, the Madam Lim want to hang the pot of the flower in front of her house in a straight line. So she want to arrange. Do you see the word arrange here? So if you see the word arrange, you kind of have 2 choices here. One, actually you can use the factorial to do. Second, you actually can use the MPR to do. But if you do the factorial over here, basically we will just arrange the thing we doesn't choose from inside. Let's say I have 5 items. I want to arrange all these 5 items. I can straight away use factorial without P. But I will use P. It's like 5 items here. I need to arrange 3 only. I need to, from 5 here, I need to choose 3. Then I must use P. If 5 items, I want to arrange all the 5 items, I can do 5 factorial or 5P5. Either one is correct. So over here, what they want, she actually want to arrange, and then they want to make sure 3 octet actually is in the middle. Because 9 she have 9 flower, isn't it? So the 3 octet must be at the middle. So here can be any 3 of them. So here can be any 3 of them. So what I want to do over here is these 3 octet here, I can randomly arrange among themselves, isn't it? So it's 3 factorial. Then another 6 flower here, you have B and P, isn't it? So join together, all of them is a 6. Then I can randomly arrange the 6 of the flower also. So it's 6 factorial. Then you just multiply them. Then you should be able to get the answer. So it's 4320. Alright, so not too hard. Okay, last 2 questions. Okay, so you have this diagram, then you have a spinner, and then you have a disc. So spinner here, normally first thing is I will find the angle, because this angle will decide how I get 0. So I will kind of use 360 minus 45 minus 115 minus 90 minus 80. So the angle is 30 degrees. Alright, so a player need to spin the spinner and then select a randomly disc from a box. So the total point is the addition of the point on the spinner and the point on the disc. So if a player gets 0 point in the spinner negative activity, he will be disqualified. Okay, that means if you got 0, then you cannot play. So the player who get more than 8 points will be given a gift. Alright, so Ideal get only 1 point in the game. Find the probability, he will only get 1 point. So that's not possible, because the only way to getting 1 point, the first spin here you must get 0, then the second here you must get 1. That means here you must get 1, here you get 0. But the problem is, when you get 0, you already disqualified. There's no chance for you to get the 1 in the box. So therefore, it's not possible to get 1 mark, to get 1 point only. So this one, the probability is just 0. Okay, A is just 0 because it's not possible. Okay, B, you want to get a gift at the end. Here they say if you want to get a gift, you have to get more than 8 points. So that means you get the 8 point over here, you cannot get a gift. You must get more than 8, something like 9 or 10. Then I want to get, I want to see, is it possible I get more than 8? So that means if the first, I will choose a 4 here, Then the second I need to get 5. Then I get 9 point. This one is spinner, and then this one is box. Or if the first time I get 4, if I get from the box is 6 mark, then total is 10 point, isn't it? It's more than 8. It's always more than 8 because now I want to get more than 8. Okay, so then I get 10 point here. Or the first one, what if I get 3? Then I can get 3, right? Then the second in the box I must get 6. Alright, so this is 9 point, 10 point, 9 point. So all is more than 8. Then what I want to do is I want to find the probability of all of them. Alright, the first one is 4, 5. In order to get 4, right, it's 45 out of 360, right? And then in order to get the 5 here, it's only 1 out of 6. And plus, in order to get 4 again, is 45 out of 360. Multiply 6 is 1 over 6 as well. And then in order to get 3 is 80 out of 360. And then multiply, in order to get 6 is 1 over 6. And then you just type in your calculator, you should be able to get the final result. Okay, so yeah, type the calculator thing I will not teach you because you can just type yourself. Let's go to the last question here. Okay, so this question I think a bit tricky is how he gives you the raw material, that part. Okay, so the diagram 11 will show a piece of decorative material to make a necklace. So the material is formed using the sector AOB. So you have a sector AOB and a semicircle. This is semicircle BCD. Alright, it's all over here, and the radius given is 1.5. Alright, so sector OAB, this is a blue color, this one is a blue, and then semicircle is the gold color. Alright, so each necklace need 5 pieces of this decorative material. That means you will need in order to make a necklace, you will need 5 of them. This one you will need 5 also. Both also you will need 5 of them. I don't write 5x lah. That means you need 5 of each of it. Then only you can make one necklace. Alright, so the raw material to produce the decorative material for both color. Yeah, this is the confusing part. They say the both color are rectangular and in the shape of the area of 210 cm square each. So that means now he give you 2 pieces. Each pieces is 210. And then this one is a blue color one. And they give you one more. This one is same thing, 210, but it's a gold color one. And then they ask you state the maximum number of the necklace you can produce. Yeah, you can produce. Alright, so therefore, what I want to do is, I will find the area for each first. So the area for semicircle is, this is half semicircle, right? So it's pi r squared divided by 2. So it's pi r squared over 2. So I would kind of do this one, 1.5 squared over 2. So it's 9 pi over 8. But because we need 5 of this one, right, in order to make a necklace, so I will kind of need to multiply 5 here. No, I teach you a proper way of writing this one. So because this gold one, I'm going to cut into a semicircle, right? I need to cut a lot of semicircle here. I want to know how many semicircle I can cut. So I will use the 210 divide. In order to make one necklace, I need 5 of them, right? That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will need 5 of them to make me one circle. So I will do 5 times 9 pi over 8. Alright, so then I can know how many necklace I can make here. 210 divided by 5 multiply 9 pi over 8. Then this one tell me I can make 11.8 or 0.9. It doesn't matter. So like the maximum I can make 11 here. This is the maximum number I can make. Alright, then I will use the 210 to divide the blue part. Because the blue part actually is smaller here. So I should be able to make more. So it's 5. And then this one is, the angle here is 108, isn't it? So it's 108 over 360. And then multiply pi r squared. Pi r squared. And then I type this one into my calculator. times pi times 1.5 square times 5, and then 210 divided by my answer. So I can make, okay, let me type again. Why so big one? Multiply pi, multiply 1.5 square, and then multiply 5. And then 210 divided by my answer. So over here, I can make 19.8. So maximum, I can make 19 of it. But then, in order to make this necklet over here, isn't it? You need both of them. That's why even this one can make 19, right? You need to find a common number among them. So in order to find a common number among them, so this one can make 11, then this one definitely can make 11. So therefore, the maximum number is 11. I cannot say 19 because I have 19 blue, but then I don't have the 19 gold color. Because gold color, I only have 11. So in order to make the maximum number here, it should be 11 only. Yep, we've done about 35 questions. We spent about 2.5 hours. And this Mega TV, I really admire his determination. He have this determination in MF. I think he will definitely get A over here. So, yep. So, any problems so far? Yeah, next time I will add a moderator so the moderator can help me just ban this kind of user. I think he very fast, he will just change a new name and come back again, blah 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 blah. Alright, can you do yeah, I will definitely do another paper. No worry. So yeah, I need to go to have my dinner, and I hope you guys can learn something from this video. It's a very tiring process, and we still have a lot of hater over here, but anyways, that's all for this live streaming. I hope you guys have a good night and good rest tonight. And if you have time, please try to redo this question. Make sure you can understand some difficult question over here. Okay, have a good rest, and thanks for joining this one until the end. Bye bye.